Hey everybody, what's happening? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Sammy the 50 Brewer coming at you, and it is actually Friday. F it Friday, as a good buddy Dan likes to say. Dan DeSalette's F it Friday. I do not have an F it Friday. I do not have any homebrew, because actually those two kegs, the Angry Stout and the Galaxy Pale, kicked a few days ago. Those of you who remember, we had Dan up here, and I sent him home with a couple growlers. Put a big dent in that. So I'm just drinking a little bit of the Thirsty Beaver from Tree Brewing Company in Kelowna, BC, and I bought the beer predominantly for the name, but it's awesome. They call it a medium-bodied amber ale, and it is tasty. So cheers. That one's done. Good thing I picked up a six-pack because it is Friday. It is beer day, which is awesome. I've been a good boy all week. Gonna have a couple beers tonight. We're gonna do some homebrew-related activities. Just cracked open another one of these lovely gems. And what's you may be asking, what, Sammy? What could you be up to on a Friday night? I got the house all to myself right now. The wife and the kids are at skating. So we're going to do some homebrew-related activities. We're going to start off by, we're going to be kegging my rye IPA, which is there. I've had a cold crashing only for the day, but it's been fermenting since the end of August. And it is now the 18th, so it's been going for close to 3 weeks, and it is done like dinner. So I'm going to keg that tonight. I'm going to bottle a couple bottles, couple 750 Also mils. Going to harvest the yeast, or attempt to harvest the yeast from the rye IPA. I brewed it up with a WLP 001, the California Ale yeast. And I did attempt to harvest yeast before. WLP 001. So we're going to harvest these from that because I'm a cheap son of a gun and I'm thrifty. And we're going to save it. So I've got the mason jars here. I went with 1 liter mason jars because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get about 2 liters off of the dregs and whatnot. And then I'll have to, once things separate out, we'll go into another one and go from there. Now I did try to do this a while ago with a Vermont Ale yeast, I believe it was called, and I completely fell asleep and I left the lid off the fermenter, so I just had to scrap the idea. So we're going to do that tonight. I'm going to film it. And this is what's left in the bucket. So nice healthy yeast cake. So what we're going to do, I've got the mason jars pulled out. I used some tongs that I also added to the boil. Let those boil for a good 15 minutes. I'm just going to put those back in there in case I need to do another one. Still deciding on the fence whether I'm going to do the USO 5 or not. But mason jars are inverted, cooling down to room temperature on a Star San soaked moist towelette. I basically soaked it in hot water, and then I soaked it in Star San for a good 20 minutes. And then as I was taking things out, I did spray everything with Star San as well. And then I will spray again with Star San before I seal the lids up. So that's sanitized. The bottoms are sanitized. The inside threads are sanitized. The inside of the jars are nice and sanitized. Those are cooling down nicely. I could probably even use those right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to add our water, which I boiled up this morning. We're going to add it to the primary. We're going to slurry it around, move it all about, sort of shake things up a little bit. Add it to the mason jars and let things stratify. That's a fancy word for separate. Anthropology degree coming in handy. You want fries with that? Anyways, let me put on the old headband, grab my pitcher of beer, and we'll get this show underway. Cheers. Back in a bit. Okay. First and foremost, it's Friday. Cheers, everybody. I'm kicking myself not having another bottle. Oh well, that will not go to waste. So now what we're going to do, we got our primary vessel here. You guys can see in there. Oh, it smells amazing. And now we're going to grab our about 2 liters of water, which I boiled for 15 minutes. That's now brought down to room temperature. We're going to snap the lid. We're going to snap the lid back on. Wow, I got fermentation already. Then we're going to give things a... I just want to get all the... Now, like I said, I could be doing this totally wrong. But all the videos I've seen on YouTube, I just want to give things a good, even stir. I just sort of mix things up a little bit. Oh, smells like heaven. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the contents of that and put them into there. Now this is going to be the challenge. Let's make some room, shall we? Another victory sip. So I firmly believe in having a pint or two. Well, those are nice and cool now, which is perfect. Okay. Get rid of that. Put that there. And then, there's a crap load of trub in there, as I'm sure you can see. We're just going to add this to this mason jar. It's good for that one. Plunk that down there. Sanitize. Lid. Bunk. Sanitize. Screw the cap down. Bunk. Okay, that is good. We'll do the same thing with the second. Frig, I hope this works. This would be awesome. I've seen so many people doing this, and I've just been dying to try it. It's always nice to not be able to... That big clumpy poo in there. Whoa, spillage. Alright, now I probably could have done 3, but you know what? We're going to stick with 2 for now. I don't have a third one ready. Sanitize. Spray. Sanitize. Lock that down. Nice. Clean up the mess. Avoid the fruit flies. Oh my god. But yeah, so now what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put these 2 basically liters of mixed shrub and yeast into the fridge. Wait for things to separate out. Yeah, then we'll go from there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean up the threads on that one first. Let me grab this little rag that is soaked. Yeah, wife's going to love me. Nothing like using the Christmas dish towels. Using the Christmas dish towels for home brewing. She knows I do it anyways. It's all good. All good in the hood. Crank that down. Crank that down. Just give things a spray just to clean them off. Just to mitigate. That's a fancy word for prevent any potential contamination. And actually, before we even do that, we will soak this. It's like sopping wet in Star Sand. It's awesome. And we'll give that a wipe. There. And that will go there. And that will go there. And then we can do that. Oh, man. Well, that was dead easy. Dead easy. So we got that. And we got that. And hopefully, out of everything there, when everything separates out, we should hopefully have 2 viable containers of WLP001, the California Ale yeast. I'm not going to do it with USO5. USO5 is cheap enough. But we'll have a sip of the old pitcher of doom. Well, that worked out well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll let those stratify out. Separate, if you will. And then we'll probably have to wash my gun. once things, you know, we'll have the idea is to have the layer of trub on the bottom, the yeast, and then the liquid medium up top. So I'm going to pop these into the fridge to expedite the process. That's another fancy word for speed it the frig up. But in the interim, we got the rye IPA sitting on gas. I'm not going to force carb it. I've just got it sitting just about 16 psi right now. Oh, I need to get gas. Son of a dick, I should have planned better. We'll let that carb up for the weekend because, like I said earlier, we're going to be going away. We'll put that in the fridge. Let that separate out. We'll wash it again. And by that, I mean we will do the exact same process again, but with the contents from the mason jar. And just pull the second layer off with the liquid, which in this case is the water, because the trub with the heavier solids, from what I've been seeing, what I've been watching, and what I've been reading, will settle out to the bottom. Here's to trying new stuff out. So anyways, I'm going to finish off a beer. I'm going to clean out that mess. And then we're going to be back. Yeast washing. It's happening. You can start to see some stratification there, which is awesome. We're hopefully going to, that one in the back seems to be doing really, really, really well. We'll let that stuff settle out for a couple of days, if we can. But that looks great. I'm so pleased. I may even hit that up tonight, maybe boil another jar and see. But look at all that trub settling down to the bottom there. That's friggin' mint. Oh, move that one over there. Oh, wow. But I think a couple washes probably will not hurt. That's for sure. And one thing I did learn, it's like everything else in home brewing, label your products. That's WLP 001 09 18 15, which is today's date. I'm probably going to label it up Gen 2 because the first batch was obviously in the rye IPA, which is this, which is non-carbonated, flat as farts. You guys, thank you so very much for watching the video, taking the time out of your busy days, busy schedules. Please be sure to like, subscribe, thumb up the video, and share it. The subscribe button is down below. Clicking and liking and sharing keeps me being able to do what I love doing. So anyways, this is Sammy the 50 Brewer saying, if you're going to do something to do with the homebrew, which we got here, and by all means, keep calm and brew on. And most importantly, please be safe. Cheers. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. All the best. Cheers.